What's up, guys? It's your girl T, back with my updated Ride or Die hair products. I did my first Ride or Die hair products video probably about 2 years ago, and all the products that I mentioned in that video still stand. They are still Ride or Die. Indeed, you will see some repeats in today's video. But I am pretty slutty with my hair care products. I love to try new things. So as time has gone on, I have found a few new loves, and they've made it into my stash o' staples. Not to mention, when I did that first video, there were a few things that I simply neglected to mention that I probably should have. In any event, things get discontinued, things become no longer available or reformulated, and you have to kind of have other options. I don't want this video to be 20 minutes like my previous one, so anything that's a repeat, I'll simply direct you to that video to go check it out, because I'm just going to breeze over anything that is just kind of reminding you how much I love it. Just like in my previous video, I'm more or less going to go in the order of my wash day routine, so I'm actually going to start off with cleansers, because the first thing I do on my wash day is cleanse my hair. I have not been able to get my hands on my favorite shampoo, which is the Urban Life Royal Rinse. The stores in LA that used to carry it no longer do. So while that is my favorite shampoo, that is the GOAT, I've had to move on, and I love the other shampoos I mentioned in that video, the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey Shampoo. I love Cream of Nature's Argan Oil Shampoo. But one that I didn't mention is the Shea Moisture Sasha Inchi Oil Omega 369. This one's a clarifying shampoo. Of course, it does not come with this applicator tip. This is from an old product, and I just moved this around from shampoo bottle to shampoo bottle for whatever I'm using so I can get to my scalp a little bit more easily. But I really have been enjoying this as a clarifying shampoo, which I do use. I do use clarifying shampoos. And at the moment, that is my go-to. So whenever I need to clarify my hair, that is what I reach for. Sidebar, I know some people feel some type of way about Shea Moisture after that whole incident with those white women talking about texture discrimination. I actually never even saw that commercial, but I heard about it plenty. I, for one, chose not to boycott Shea Moisture. I've got my reasons, but they are articulated far better than I ever could by Lisa Alamode. She did an entire response video as to why she didn't agree with basically throwing Shea Moisture in the trash forever. And I was of the same mind as she was. So in case you missed that video and you are still feeling salty about Shea Moisture, I will link that video in the description box so you can check it out, and it will let you understand a bit better why some of us have not written Shea Moisture off for forever. Sticking in the cleansers category, the only thing I still want to mention is clay washes. I've really been using clay washes a lot more in the past several months. They've been really, really great for helping me to keep my hair detangled and making my wash days a lot more manageable. I generally don't use clay washes in lieu of shampoo. I do both, or I'll alternate. One week I'll use shampoo, the next I might use a clay, or I might do a quick clarifying shampoo and then go in with the clay, something like that. But for the most part, those are my ride or die cleansers. I would say for moisturizing shampoos, the Cream of Nature, or the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey. For clarifying, this one. And then I also love my DIY clay washes, which I've done a few videos on, so if you haven't seen them, be sure to check them out. Now, I skipped pre-poos, and that's for a reason. I've done an entire video on my pre-poo concoction, although I do have an updated one coming to let you guys know if I'm still using it, if I've changed my recipe at all, that sort of thing. For the most part, it's the same. And the number one conditioner that I love to use in that recipe is this, the Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle. This is the one that I used the very first time I came up with the recipe, when I was just sort of throwing things together. And while I've experimented with a few other conditioners in there over the past year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been, this is still the best one in terms of giving me slip and giving me what I need to get my hair detangled quickly and relatively easily. Moving into deep conditioners that I love, rather than just repeat the ones that I love that are in my last video, add those into your list mentally and then add these. Number one is the She Scented Restore and Repair Hair Mask. This does contain protein. This conditioner, the only thing I don't like about it is the smell. It smells like grannies, but it leaves my hair feeling awesome. It's got hydrolyzed protein in it, so I love that I can just put this in my hair. I don't need to add anything to it, and it's ready to go. Another protein conditioner I love, and that I've actually loved for a long time, I should have mentioned this in my old video, but it's the Curl Junkie Repair Me, another protein deep conditioner. Obviously, if your hair is low porosity, you might not jive too well with the previous two conditioners I mentioned, but there are plenty of moisturizing conditioners that do not contain protein or have lower levels of protein out there. These two that I've just mentioned are both reparative, but that's fine for me because I'm only using them about once a month on my hair, maybe twice. I find that both of these leave my hair feeling fortified but still soft and very, very happy. Two more to mention that I can't show you because I don't have them in stock right now, but I love the All Things Au Natural or Natty Naturals. I'm still unclear on what this company's actual name is. In any event, I'll link it in the description box, but it's their Rasul Clay Deep Conditioner Mask. It's like Kupuasu and Rasul deep conditioner. I don't remember. It is a very expensive conditioner, so I tend not to have it around. I may pick some up on Black Friday. I don't know. I think my Black Friday shopping this year is going to be pretty light because, to be honest with you, I have a ton of products I still need to use up, so I really don't need to be re-upping on things until I finish up the rest of my stash. But that is a really, really great conditioner if you've never tried it, and I do recommend it highly. And the last deep conditioner in my Ride or Dies is the Hair Veda keratin conditioner. I think it's like the acai berry phytokeratin conditioner. Again, it's linked in the description box. It's great. I love it. Can't wait to use it again, but again, I got some other stuff I need to work through first. In the moisturization / leave-in category, I use those terms interchangeably, by the way. To me, a leave-in, moisturizer, it's kind of the same thing. Like, it's a leave-in if you're leaving it in your hair, and you're leaving it in your hair to moisturize your hair. So I don't really think that there's like much use in trying to create distinction there. Just so you know, I use those terms the same way. Point is, there are no new contenders in this category. The first out of my Ride or Die moisturizing / leave-in products is my DIY aloe juice spritz. I've done an entire video on this if you would like to know what's in here, but really it's aloe juice, glycerin, and some oils. It's pretty simple. I've tried several commercial spritzes and none of them seem to do for my hair what the one I make does, so that's what I stick with. I think I'm officially done buying other people's hair spritzes. So I use that just to moisturize my hair throughout the week. Whenever it's feeling a little bit parched, I'll just mist it down. I may follow it up with an oil just to seal and move on with my life. If my hair is super parched, I'll use that to just kind of dampen my hair so I can actually manipulate it if it's super stiff and dried out. I demonstrated this in my How I Tape My Hair from Parched to Plump and Juicy video. So then after that, if I need something heavier than just a mist, I will go in with my Burdock Root Butter Cream by Chemet Biologics. Absolute staple, has been for years for me. Or if I don't want to use that, I will use the Hawaiian Silky Gel Activator. Obviously, this is a gel activator. It is not marketed as a moisturizer, but that's how I use it. I use it as a moisturizer. So really, the only way I determine whether it's going to be Chemet or Hawaiian Silky is my mood. Moving right along to sealants. Here's one that I've loved for years and years and that I should have mentioned in my old video and I just neglected to do so, and that is the Glow Nourishing Oil Blend. I bought several bottles of this over the years. It's basically just a mix of argan oil, camellia seed oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, meadow foam seed oil, wheat germ oil, coconut oil, and vitamin E. It's lightweight, it leaves my hair super shiny in a way that I find other oils like just don't quite do. It's like that bling 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 kind of shine. The next is definitely a black / sister-owned business, and that is the Lakshmi's Covered Basvata oil. I'm putting this one in the sealant category, but really I use this more toward my scalp. Like anything that's got Ayurveda in it, I tend to use more focus toward my scalp. I know oiling the scalp is a polarizing thing. There's, two camps on it. I personally do oil my scalp if I feel like I need it because scalp is skin. If the skin on my body is dry, I put on some lotion or oil to make it supple again, and I do the same thing with my scalp. Another oil / sealant that I love is Vatika oil, specifically the Vatika frosting from Ayurveda. You can get Vatika oil as well from Dabur, typically from local Indian grocery stores, but this one is from a Black-owned business and it smells super delicious, so I like this one a lot. Don't know how many jars of this I've gone through, but it's basically a Ayurvedic herb-infused coconut oil. I've probably been using this since like 2010, 2011. It's good stuff. Last in the sealant category is the Chemet Biologics Olive and Honey Hydrating Balm. This bottle's been going strong for me for a while, but I just re-upped on a new one because it's probably about here. Can't be without this stuff. I love it. I love this for sealing my ends, especially if I'm about to put them on rollers after a wash day to keep them stretched. I feel like the texture of it really helps to weigh my ends down, and I think it's been really, really instrumental in helping me to reduce my single strand knots, particularly using this in combination with stretching my ends on rollers. So I love this stuff. I was a little intimidated by the texture of it because when I saw honey, I thought it would be very tacky, but it really isn't. It's got a slight bit of stick to it, I suppose, but once you put it in your hands and smooth it on your hair, I find it transfers very nicely and I love it. Next, I'm moving on to a category that I don't think I necessarily covered last time because It's stylers, and I don't really like style my hair. I put my hair in a bun and then I keep it pushing. Like I might put a phony pony on top of the bun, but that's kind of all I do. I don't like do styles because I'm style challenged. But I have been using a few more styling products lately because of just some new methods and techniques I've been using on my hair. And one product I've been loving is the Jane Carter Solution Wrap and Roll. This stuff is incredibly lightweight because it's one of those like pump foam situations. So I was really surprised to discover that it provides excellent slip and it really does help to set your hair. I think I started using it primarily with my curl former sets, and that's when I discovered like this has been in my stash for so long and I'm just now getting around to realizing like how good it was, because I think I just didn't know how to use it before. I find that it's really good, particularly if you're working on old hair. Because for me, my hair is always tangling on its own and stuff, even when it's been put away in twists for a while. So if I need to break down my twists and then want to, convert them into braids or whatever to do a twist out or a braid out or something, this is really great because not only will it help me set the style, but as I'm applying it, it gives so much slip. I can detangle and remove shed hair, so it's like a nice 2-in-1. That is not a product that I rely on to keep my hair moisturized when styling though. So if I want a styler that's also going to give me some good moisture, I like the Creme Brulee for kinks, curls, and coils from Beija Flor Naturals. This is a product I've also had in my sort of ride or die stash for a long time. This is a newer jar, which she very kindly sent to me. It smells delicious. Some of y'all already know I'm not big on scents and fragrances in my products because I'm a grandpa and I like everything like unscented, unflavored, plain. But this smells so good. It really smells like some sort of delicious like breakfast or something. I guess it's meant to smell like creme brulee, but I wouldn't know. I've never had creme brulee. But it smells really good, and this gives me, across the board, the best braid outs of my life. Into the category of stylers, I'm going to lump in my styling tools, which in my case are curl formers. I've done plenty of videos on curl formers if you would like to check them out and just see how I put them in my hair and what my results are like depending on what products I'm using, because I've had some trial and error. I love curl formers because they're able to really stretch my hair, and it gives me a lot more styling options because it gets my hair so almost straight that I can do sleek styles that I would never otherwise be able to do without heat styling my hair. And then also a ride or die product for me is my Curl Squad rollers because these are so clutch in keeping my ends stretched. I used to use satin rollers on my ends to keep them stretched, but I much prefer these. They are made by one of my YouTube besties in my head, Protective Princess, so be sure to support. But all I really do is when I'm done with my wash day, I'll take the end of my twist, wrap each end around one of these, and then just close it like such as. They're silicone, so they don't absorb anything. They're not leaching any of the moisture from your ends after you put your product on. And I just love them. They've made such a huge difference in helping me to keep my single strand knots at bay. You can also use them to straight up like do a twist and curl and stuff like that. But as we've covered, I don't really do styles. I just try to stretch my hair and then put it in a bun. I'm just going to wrap this up with a category I'm calling miscellaneous. So these are just miscellaneous ride or die products / items that I can't really do my hair routine without. The first is vinegar, whether it's apple cider vinegar or coconut water vinegar. I love both. I use them in my detangling concoction or sometimes just diluted with water to help detangle my hair. So vinegar is just one of those all-around items that I can't be without for my wash day. It helps to shut those cuticles, promote shine, restore my hair's pH, all that good stuff. And obviously, like I mentioned, the detangling though. Next thing is coconut cream, which I've also talked about in a lot of videos. I love to use this as an addition to deep conditioners because I find that it just helps to lengthen my hair. It makes it more manageable. It leaves my hair feeling more nourished and soft than it would do otherwise with the conditioner on its own. So it's just one of those things that I love to just add into something to like zhuzh it up, give it a little boost. You can get coconut cream from local Indian grocery stores. I get mine online. I'll link the one that I use in the description box if you're curious, but again, that's another item that I will not be without in my hair arsenal. The next item I can't be without is really an entire class of items, and that's Ayurveda. I recently did an entire video on Ayurveda and how I like to use it in hair care, so I'm not going to tread on that ground all over again, but I do love products with Ayurveda. Some of the ones that I've mentioned in today's video contain it already. But if you do want to get more acquainted with Ayurveda and how I like to use it, if I haven't run out of cards I can use, I'll put a link here. And if I have, there's definitely a link in the description box to that video. And last but not least is my sort of arsenal of protective styles. I feel like I wear wigs on YouTube a lot, but in real life, I wear wigs well under 10% of the time. For the infrequency with which I wear wigs, I have way too many wigs. But I love them. I love having an option to switch up my style in a flash. And when I'm putting together looks for my on-camera work, it's nice to have the option, because that is primarily when I wear them, is for on-camera work or even just doing videos here on my channel. But realistically, my go-to looks in real life are my own hair in a bun or some other tuck and roll twisted style, my own hair in a bun with a phony pony on top, or a turban / head wrap. I could not really do my hair routine without those, because those protective styles I think are what have allowed me to retain the length that I have. I think those styles, more than any product I've mentioned in this video or the one prior, are more important to my hair's health and overall success with my growing my hair this long and retaining the length. Because I've always said since day one of starting this channel, what you do is far more important than what you buy. Your hair care practices matter more than your hair care products. So, you know, buying one conditioner versus another isn't necessarily going to make the difference between you getting your hair to booty length. It really has more to do with how you are handling your hair, how consistently you are taking care of it properly versus neglecting it, and things of that nature. Whew, that was meant to be short, but I don't think it actually was. I feel like this is still gonna be another 20-minute video. Fuck. Regardless, I hope this was helpful. I have been getting quite a lot of requests for an updated ride or die hair products video. So here it is, just in the nick of time for Black Friday, in case perhaps something I said today will help inform your Black Friday purchases. But that is gonna do it. I'm gonna get the hell out of here because I got some other things to do. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's some nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.